Greetings, everybody. It's Jim again, and now we're going over close combat. We've got our teams lined up mano a mano in the middle here, and our bowmen are going to take the turn off because they don't want to hit their friends, even though we are going to go over how that can exactly happen under the ranged combat tutorial. Now, let's just get right into it. As we've talked about before, combat movement is done by a random die roll to see who goes first. Well, dexterity, as we know now, happens in strict order of adjusted dexterity. That means any modifiers, armor that you're wearing, what have you. So here, and we flipped over the bowman so you don't get confused. And we have Ophelia here with an adjusted of 9 because of her cloth armor. Merrick with a straight 10 because he's not wearing any armor. And Zelena would go first, but she's got chainmail and a large shield wearing her down, so she's only got a 7. So Merrick so far is the front runner. Let's see the other team. Well, it looks like Rochelle's going to be the winner here because even with her modifier, it's a 12. So, what do you do to attack? Now, for right now, we're attacking straight across each other. We're not trying to get any kind of maneuvers in and talk about side and rear hexes. We're going over that later. So, she's going to attack Zelena here, and all she has to do is roll 12 on 3 dice, and it's going to be a hit or a miss. Let's see how this goes. So, we take 3 dice, and she needs a 12, and she's got an 11, so that's going to hit. So, simple enough. And her rapier does 1 die of damage, so she goes over here and rolls 1 die straight up. And with 6 points of damage on Zelena, now Zelena has got chainmail armor, that's going to knock off 3 hits, and a large shield, which is going to knock off 2 more. So she only takes 1 point of damage. That's really nice. The armor means a lot. Now, the thing is to understand that, well, that may seem like a lot, like you can't overcome that. There are weapons that do more damage, like the Morningstar and the Saber here with 2 dice, plus 1 or -2. But also, the large shield only protects you in your front hexes. So as soon as somebody makes a good maneuver to the side or behind, and you'll see that later, they can take an extra bonus away from them. So now that's done, who's next? Well, Rochelle's done with a 12. Looks like Cadius on this team is next with an 11. Let's see what goes over here. Yep, it's going to be Cadius with an 11. So he's got his small axe. Who's he going against? He's going straight up against Merrick here. So an 11. And here we go. And it's an exact 11. That'll do it. And so within the 11, and now he's got a small axe, 1d plus 2. 1 die plus 2, he rolls it up on Merrick with no armor, by the way. So 1d plus 2, he's got a 3, so that's going to be a 5 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, here's something that we're going to go over later, but I'll do it right now anyway. When you take 5 or more points of damage, you are automatically get a -2 marker onto your character. And that means that's your dexterity modifier, and that happens immediately. So Merrick has, for all purposes, for dexterity, an 8. Alright, so let's see who goes next. That's one of the big tactical things. We'll get more into it later. So now, Merrick would have gone next, but he can't because now he's an 8. So who is it? It's going to be Ophelia over here. Let's see what happens over here. And these two have gone. So Ulf goes at a 7. So he's going really last. So now it's going to be Ophelia. And she's going to roll. But now we're going to assume, just for the sake of this demonstration, that Ulf is going to... He decided to defend and instead of attacking on his turn. And why did he do that? Because Ophelia's got this nice two-handed sword. It's 3d -1. It is a scary thing. And even though she's not wearing very much armor, it's in his best interest to defend, because the longer this battle goes, the more likely she's going to bite the dust before he will. So, if he's declared a defense, what happens? Well, it's really simple. You just roll another die. That's her modifier, is another die. So we roll 4 dice, and we get a 17, which is nowhere near going to hit. So that's how that takes care of that. So who would be next now? Now we know that Ulf's got a 7, and Merrick's got an 8, and Zelena's got a 7. So Merrick's going to go first, and he's got a saber. He needs to roll an 8, remember, because of this -2. So he's going to roll right across from against Cadius, and with a 15, it's not going to do the trick. Not whatsoever. Matter of fact, yeah, no, that's just a 15's a straight up miss. Alright, so now it's Ulf with a 7, or it's Zelena with a 7. Hold on now. Who goes first? I'm not sure. Well, it's actually it's the team that actually won initiative. So I think it was the dark side that won initiative, so they're going to go first. Well, Ulf, unfortunately, chose to defend, so he doesn't even go anyway. So I guess that solves that just by default. So Zelena gets to attack with the 7. It's not likely, but because the 7's a pretty rough number. But then again, Rochelle is not wearing any armor. She is going commando there. And it's a 9, and that's not going to make it. Now, everybody's attacked or done their action. So now what happens is we go over force retreats. The game would be pretty static if everybody just stayed in line like this. This is a way to make something special happen. So what happens is we figure out who got attacked, and in this case, Merrick is the only one that really took damage this turn. So what happens? Well, Cadius, as long as he didn't take damage from any other source, it could be a bow, it could be a fire, it could be anything. If he does not take damage, he can force Merrick to go backwards, and then he can charge up. Okay, and this is really important because there's rules about engagement that you found out already, and how people can get locked in, and then you're going to find out more about people getting hit from the side or the rear. Moving up in these little tactical things is a big deal, and it makes the board more dynamic. Again, things change every turn. A little bit of strategy, a little bit of luck of the draw with or roll of the dice, I should say. So anyway, that's the basics. There's a lot of things that happen here too. There's a lot of different weapons like bolas and spears, and we're going to go over all of these things sooner or later. But there's just a myriad of wild weapons and different combinations that you'll see. So anyway, that's it, and I'll see you next video.